These are the top 10 cars dealers are desperate to get rid of for the month of May 2026, your slowest selling new cars in the United States of America. At the number 10 spot, to no surprise, the 2026 Ford Mustang Mach-E. There's a 319 days supply of the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Dealers have 4,407 Mach-Es that they're trying to sell right now. Yet in the last 45 days, Pops, they've only sold 621 of these $50,000 EVs. Lots to break down here. Let's start with days supply. What does it mean, 319 days? Why does that matter?
Well, it matters because just based on the inventory that they still have on hand at their current daily sales rate, it would take them 319 days to sell out of their remaining inventory. That is insanity.
That's insanity because car dealers do not pay cash for their cars. They finance them just like you or I would. It costs them money every single day a vehicle sits on their lot. Go watch our fastest selling vehicles list. Those dealers love their lives right now. They're selling cars hand over fist, making more money than ever before. These dealers that we're about to ring off here in this list, they are desperate to sell these cars. They're costing them money every single day. The Ford Mustang Mach-E at a 319 days supply, there are some deals to be had there. At the number 9 spot, Dad, we have the Maserati Gray Collie with a 325 days supply. Dealers have 253 of these for sale nationwide. They've only sold 35 in the last 45 days. At the number 8 spot, Chevy with the Blazer EV. This is surprising. The Blazer EV was selling well, but now it has a 326 days supply. Dealers have over 3,000 of them on their lots right now. Yet they've only sold 424 in the last 45 days. It is shocking how expensive it is, similar to the Ford Mustang Mach-E at almost $50,000. And I'll run through 7 and 6 here as well, Dad. The 2026 Jeep Wrangler 2-door has a 350 days supply. So the Wrangler 2-door not selling nearly as well as the Wrangler 4-door. 9,000 of these sitting on dealer lots, yet they've only sold about 1,200 in the last 45 days. And then at the number 6 spot, Dodge getting in on the fun with the Charger, a 1-year supply, 365 days supply. Dodge dealers nationwide have over 10,000 of these sitting there. Yet in the last 45 days, they've sold 1,200. It's kind of shocking that a Dodge Charger is nearly $60,000. Any initial thoughts here on the slowest selling? And we will be reviewing the worst selling by volume in this video as well. That's coming soon.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the Jeep Wrangler 2-door on there, but other than that, no, they're EVs on there at almost $50,000. That's not surprising. The Charger, that's not surprising today. Yeah, and to think that they have a year supply if they don't produce another Charger.
If you're looking to get the best possible car deal, the Dodge Charger is probably the vehicle that you can go negotiate the most on. 10,000 of them sitting nationwide. There's definitely some dealers who are desperate based on those that have been sitting there the longest to get rid of them. Now, Dad, let's do the top 5 worst selling vehicles, slowest selling vehicles in the United States right now. At the number 5 spot, Audi with the e-tron GT, a 366 days supply of this EV. Yes, another EV on the list. 114 for sale nationwide, yet Audi dealers have only sold 14 in the last 45 days. Shocker. A $136,000 electric vehicle from Audi is not flying off the shelves.
Well, it's a shocker that they have as many Audi dealers as they have, and they could only sell 14 total through their entire dealer network. That's scary.
Next on the list, Bentley getting in on the fun with the Continental GT. If you're in the market for, I don't know, a multi-$100,000 luxurious sedan, I guess you can get a better deal on the Bentley Continental GT than on a Rolls-Royce. 390 days supply for the Continental GT, 286 for sale right now, 33 have sold in the last 45 days. And then at the number 3 spot, the Aston Martin DBX SUV. 486 days supply is crazy. Aston Martin dealers have 270 for sale, yet I've only sold 25 of these bespoke performance SUVs in the last 45 days. You can just see in the average price column, these numbers are kind of unfathomable for me, but you know what? There are people spending $300,000+ on cars. It's just not us. And then
apparently, Zach, not as many people as they would like.
This is true. And then, Dad, the top 2 spots are claimed by electric vehicles. At the number 2 spot, the 2026 Polestar 4. A 710 days supply of inventory. Polestar dealers nationwide have 552 Polestar 4s for sale right now. Yet in the last 45 days, we see that they have sold 35 of these $70,000 Polestar EVs. And then number 1, and it's been this way for a long time now, the 2026 Volkswagen ID4, your worst selling car in the United States of America. 716 days supply. Over 1,200 of these ID4s sitting on dealer lots today, yet those same dealers have only sold 77 in the last 45 days. And again, comparable price point to the Blazer EV and the Ford Mustang Mach-E, about $50,000.
Yeah, that's a vehicle that has had nothing but issues and problems since it was first introduced. And well, that could be contributing to why there's a 716-day supply.
If you have any interest in the Polestar 4, the Volkswagen ID4, you have all the leverage in the world. Like, I cannot understate this or overstate this enough. You have all the leverage. If you actually express interest to a car dealer in one of these vehicles, they will be begging you to buy the car. So just keep that in mind. It is really important to understand here that these worst selling vehicles, slowest selling, excuse me, are absolutely an opportunity for massive negotiability. Now, Dad, let's look at worst selling in terms of volume. Let's run through the top 10 here. At the number 10 spot in terms of the total amount of vehicles sold, you've got the Mercedes-Benz EQS. Only 59 EQSs sold the last 45 days. The Audi A8, only 57 sold in the last 45 days. Mercedes with the Sprinter van, 55 have sold. Lotus with the Emira, 54 have sold. Aston Martin with the Vantage, 54 have sold. I'm just going to run through all these and just keep looking at the price column as I do. The Audi SQ7, only 265, only 48 have sold. Dealers have 265 on their lot. The Polestar 4, like we were just talking about, 35 have sold. The Grey Collie, which we talked about before, 35 have sold. The Bentley GT, 33. And that Aston Martin that we talked about, 25. The price points on these cars are insane.
Well, these apparently are vehicles for the wealthy or the ultra wealthy, but there are some on there that, you know, a $69,000 Polestar, a Mercedes for $73,000. I mean, you know, there's several that are under $100,000. Not that that should be the price point that you're looking at. There is no market for some of these cars, and the dealers that have them have to be thinking to themselves, what did we get ourselves into?
It's interesting because we've actually seen a lot of strength in the luxury car market, but what this shows is that there are some weak points within the strong luxury car market. If you've got a Land Rover dealership, for example, you didn't see Land Rover anywhere near on either of these lists because they're selling very fast and they're selling, you know, at or near MSRP. If you're one of these luxury car dealers, you're definitely feeling the pain right now. And as a customer, again, you have all the negotiability. It's a good reminder again, Dad, that back at caredge.com/slowest, we have all this data nationwide, the top 25 actually, so you can review more than the top 10, and you can break it down by your state and your city. It's good information to use before you head to the dealership.
Absolutely. It's information you need to use before you head to a dealership.